Cancers. I asked my cards what you can expect for February 1st through the 7th. So here's what jumped out for you. Queen of Summer jumped out sideways like this. So I'll read her in both ways. This could be a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. Could be you. So it's asking you to listen to your heart. It's intuitive insights that you can trust. It's taking care of others, perhaps too much. What I see here is she's getting a lot of messages. This one wants to tell her something. These ones want to tell her something. This one wants to tell her something. Everything wants her attention. All these things want to tell her something. Everything has something to say or wants her to pay attention to it in some way or somehow. Now, if it were in the reverse, it could talk about someone who's emotionally insecure or maybe a little bit codependent. My flash just went out because my phone is going to die. Okay, so sorry you get a dark video, Cancer. Four of Autumn also jumped out. It came out in the upright, though. This is managing your resources wisely. It's achieving balance in how you spend and save money. Or it's helping out those who are less fortunate. So, what I see there is maybe fairy helping out someone else, another fairy, a fellow fairy who ain't quite as fortunate as her. Maybe the help is in advice, maybe the help is in money, maybe it's in just taking care of the odds and ends. So then, 8 of Winter jumped out. This wants you to know that you have what it takes, if only you believe in yourself. You're thinking that you're powerless when you're really not. This is a lack of self-confidence that keeps you from getting what you want. You feel powerless. You feel like you can't move. You can't go anywhere from there, like you're on an ice block floating out in the middle of the water and you're going to drown if you step anywhere in any direction. But you're not. You're not powerless. You know how to swim. You know how to take care of the business. And then Prince of Autumn came out in reverse. This could be an earth sign, Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus, possibly from the past, or some not being so dependable or chivalrous. In the reverse, Prince of Autumn talks about maybe laziness or boredom or possibly feeling stuck in a situation. Yep, feeling stuck, just like the 8 of Winter, feeling stuck, like you have no other choice. You're on this iceberg in the middle of these freezing waters, and no matter what step you take, it's going to be stepping into some freezing water, right? You're trying to come out. Plan your next steps with an eye on the long term. Have patience, because there are more good things coming. This is also satisfaction from a job well done. What I see in this card, I feel like she's a butterfly that just came out of her chrysalis, or is trying to come out, trying to discover herself, trying to look at life in a new way, trying to bring the beauty back into her world, or bring some beauty into her world. And then Unity came out sideways like this. Could possibly be a Taurus, possibly from the past, or trying to leave your life or something like that. In the upright, it's asking you to do the right thing for the right reason. So it could be somebody that's not doing the right thing. It's asking you to compare traditional versus new approaches to see which works best for you. It's also a spiritually minded community. So since it came out sideways like that, if it were in the reverse, it could talk about restriction. I'm trying to get the light to see that very good. It could talk about restriction or possibly challenging the status quo. So maybe some of you feel very restricted in what you can do. Feel like there's not much that you can do right now. You heard something? Yes. On the bottom of that deck is the King of Winter. This can be an air sign. Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. It's asking you to get advice from someone professional and objective. Or it's talking about public speaking or an unemotional relationship. So, maybe that's the underlying issue. Maybe it's an air sign of some sort. Or just seeking advice. You feel like you're stuck. You feel like you can't do something. Maybe you weren't listening to your intuition, possibly. Maybe yeah. So, the top of the deck was Two of Spring. A bright future manifested through hard work and creativity. Partnering with others who share your dreams, or a great progress being made. In this card, I see two fairies trying to turn that little boat over. Might be a life raft. They're like, why don't we put this to use? Why is this just sitting here wasting away? We can work together and make this thing beautiful. Let's put on our thinking caps and work together. So, maybe you feel like you're kind of stuck. You feel powerless, but it's because you might be depending on somebody. There might be a codependency when you don't need to be, really. These are asking you to open up your creativity, come out of your shell. You don't need to stress so much. Don't need to be feeling powerless and self-confident, or having lack of self-confidence. Because you can do this. You are very strong and very powerful. First, you might need some rest. You have been working hard, and it's time to take a nap and get some rest. That could refer to meditation also. Just giving it a rest, giving something a rest. Clearing your thoughts, just making your thoughts completely quiet just for a minute, 17 seconds, that's all you need, right? There is someone who wants to help you. Think of who that might be and initiate some contact with them. And watch your thoughts. It's important to think about what you desire and not what you fear. Thoughts come before creation. So what you're thinking about is going to come to you. What you keep focusing on, that's what you're going to get in life. What your thoughts are focused on is what will manifest in your world. Let yourself receive. Allow others to give you loving care. Receive without guilt or apologies. Some of you may have been the caregivers. Hi, this is for Cancers. Hi, Cancers.
Hi, Cancers.
Some of you are the caregivers. Some of you are taking care of everybody else. They're codependent on you, and maybe it's time for you to receive some loving care. Others were dependent on you to make them feel good and lift them up, and it's time for you to worry about you. Make you feel good. Lift you up. On the bottom of the mermaids and the dolphins is a self-employment card for you. You're born entrepreneur. I can say that word, entrepreneur. Yeah. And your business is surrounded by magical opportunities. So some of you may have something in mind that you've been wanting to do, wanting to start, you think you want to run this business of your idea, this creativity of yours, you want to do something with it. Yes, your intuition is correct. Take action accordingly. Oh, this card makes me laugh. She's a little X-rated. Look at her. She's being